I appreciate it, sir. Regarding Amendment 4, the measure reads, this amendment does not require the change of parental notification. And so
that's not consent. Exactly. You made the point. How deceptive is that?
A parent needs to provide a notarized letter to the physician.
That's not what it says. That's not what it says.
But that is the law, right? And that will remain the law.
No, that will trump Florida state law on that. They're doing that. There's a difference between consent and notification. Notification is after the fact. The consent is obviously a conditioned precedent. They did that because they know going after parents' rights is a vulnerability. And they tested this with millions of dollars to try to get people. So they did that. Now, don't be fooled, though. That is severing the parental consent for minors. It does it because it's written so broadly to just take out the notification, which is different than consent, is not going to cut it. So I think people that look at that and really understand what's at play here will do it. But here's what I would also tell Floridians. When these things get on the ballot, if it's confusing to you, you're talking about amending the Constitution. This is not something that can just be changed willy-nilly. If they're confusing you, if they're not defining these terms and they don't define those terms, just vote no on it. And that's on any subject matter. If they can't provide you something that's clear and concise where you know 100% of how this thing is going to done, then it's not something that's worth putting into the Constitution. And that's one of the things, like, we looked at this marijuana. The marijuana one is written so broadly, you are not going to be able to restrict where people use it. And it's going to cause, because I think there's some voters that really, use it and they like it, whatever. Most voters do not use it, but there's some that are like, look, if someone wants to do, but understand, your life will be impacted by this. It will change the quality of life in our communities. You will smell it when you're walking down a lot of these streets, particularly in our urban areas. We've seen what's happened in Denver and some of these other places. I think this amendment is the broadest amendment yet, and I think it's basically going to green light marijuana usage in all these different parts of the state, where we don't want that to happen. That is not good for families. It's not good for elderly. It's not good for creating an environment. And here's the thing. The state of Florida is doing well. We have all these people who will pick up and move to come here. There's many more that would like to live here, partially because, you saw this, I think, sometimes some of these pictures speak 1,000 words. You had videos where these pro-Hamas protesters were shutting down bridges and streets all across this country. And what happened when they tried to do that in Miami? They got their butt dragged off the street like it should have. So let's just be clear about this, and let's just understand that, again, that would be put in the Constitution. So someone walking by an elementary school, just sitting there token up, like that's somehow okay? How is that good for the state of Florida? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I have credibility on this because I implemented the medical marijuana amendment. It had not really been implemented, even though it had passed previously. I did it. I implemented it. There are people that have these cards. Some of them do not have really truly debilitating. We know how that works. That is what's happened. But I did that. I see these stores in all parts of the state. Do we really need to have like 10 times more of that than we do? No, we don't. So I would just say, and understand on that amendment too, people aren't putting tens of millions of dollars behind that out of the goodness of their heart. They are going to make a lot of money if that amendment passes. And so you'd be making some companies very, very rich. Thanks, everybody. God bless.